¿qué tal? Soy Dani Mantilla y estamos aquí en Kinótico, en San Sebastián, en un espacio posible gracias al apoyo de ICEX España, Exportación e Inversiones, y financiado por la Unión Europea, Next Generation, Plan de Recuperación, Gobierno de España. En este set estamos entrevistando a talento nacional e internacional en colaboración con Film Radio. Y hoy tenemos, por ejemplo, a Payal Kapadia, directora india, que presenta en Perlas La luz que imaginamos, All We Imagine as Light, que es una película que ganó el Gran Premio del Jurado en Cannes. Welcome to San Sebastián.
Thank you very much.
Is this your first time here?
It's the first time in Spain.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you going to visit something else besides San Sebastián?
No, but I came early and spent a few days here
Cool.
before the festival, and it was so nice.
How has been traveling with this film? Because it started like a surprise in Cannes because no one was paying you enough attention before the film screen, and then you won that prize, and something changed.
Yeah, it was actually it was really great to be selected in competition, because that in itself was we were super happy, because
Yeah.
it's not a very big film, and then when we got the prize, we were. It was just really nice because we got distribution in many countries, and that's what else can a filmmaker want than for the film to be shown, and that was really big because of the prize.
That's the importance of film festivals nowadays.
Yeah.
I love how the film's contemporary take on friendship, on sorority, on womanhood. What was the origin of this film for you? What do
What
you
was
do
the-
want to talk about?
I think there are so many things I want to tell in this film. But one of the things is that I feel that when we move away from our families to different cities, it is our friends who become our families. And as I grow older, I've been relying more and more on my friends. So it was a kind of a homage to friendship.
It's the family you choose.
It's the family you choose.
Yes. And this is your first narrative film. How was doing that, coming from documentary, from non-fiction?
Yeah, it was complicated because, with documentary, you can be more free to shoot as you want and have a smaller crew. But with this film, we had like 80 people on the set because, in India, we have union laws and we need to provide employment. But for a filmmaker who's coming from non-fiction and small crews, it was okay.
And how was directing actors? I mean,
But when I studied in a film school where we did a lot of fiction,
cool.
so I had some practice.
I wanted to ask you about the experience of directing a story that it's so personal, because it feels really personal. I know that your first film was quite political, and this one maybe on the surface it's not so much,
Yes.
but it feels like a really political story.
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
And how
It's-
was handling the emotional part, but also like the themes you want to portray in the film?
Yeah, I always like films which make a political message without kind of being didactic in some way and
Yeah.
telling you like this is how you should think, but it gives you a proposition, and I wanted to give a proposition of a way of life.
And why two nurses as the leading characters?
I feel like when I started writing the film, there were two of my family members who were in two different medical situations, and I was spending a lot of time in the hospital. And I began to feel as if this would be a good mise en scene to talk about a lot of different things, because in the film you'll see different people coming and going, and they talk about different parts of life in Mumbai. So I felt that, and plus the profession is so interesting because as a nurse you're supposed to be very caring and very giving, but your own inner feelings are never really allowed to be explored. So I thought that this could be a good way to talk about a lot of things, and women in the workforce, it's quite a lot in hospitals. So
And what about the magical realism that appears in the second half of the film? Was that always a part of
yes,
all the Imagine a Slide?
I like very much to have like fiction, non-fiction, dream, reality, fables, because in Indian culture, like a lot of, especially where I'm from, the region, like storytelling and myth making is very part of our lives, and also folk stories about women's feelings, because women's can't express so much their inner feelings, so they take a form of something like a folk story. So you'll have a lot of stories where like the husband becomes a dog or becomes a tree or a ghost or something like this. So I wanted to have that also in the film.
I know that you're going to open the film in France soon.
Yes.
Have you opened it in India?
It released yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And what conversations would you like this film to inspire?
Sorry.
What kind of conversations?
What kind of
Of
conversations? I
discussions.
mean, the thing is that there are political themes in the film, but also like we don't have that much independent cinema in India. So I feel like I really hope that people are more accepting of independent films that maybe touch upon a few themes that the mainstream will not, and also made in a way that is not the conventional way of story in a cinema, in the films. So I hope people like it. Is
Yeah.
basically what I'm saying.
I read that can affect the Oscar chances to be chosen by India because they don't usually like to pick films out of the system. For example, RRR was a blockbuster, but it was also an independent movie. No,
It was not an
no?
independent
No, I know
movie.
it's
It's a
expensive.
super-
No, I know it's
super
a
studio
really
movie.
expensive movie.
Yeah.
But I read that it was like not exactly well. I read wrong.
It's not Bollywood, but
Yeah.
it's a different wood. It's
Yeah.
a
Okay.
it's a different film industry within Bombay, within India, not Mumbai. So the Bollywood film industry is based in Mumbai and is more influential to the
Okay.
north. But in the south, there are extremely important cinemas. That we have, so that came from the south, and I think there is actually very interesting work going on in the south at the moment.
There are so many people online waiting for Friday to know if your film is selected by India in the Oscar race. It was shortlisted by France. Do you follow that? Are you accustomed by now to these crazy 6 months that happen in France?
I mean, everything is a bonus for me. Like the fact that I was able to make a film, it took so long. The fact that it even went to Cannes and it got showed, and it's getting distribution in India, and everything is like bonus. So I think as filmmakers who are working independently, it's just such a joy to be able to make films the way you want to make them without the pressures of the market and things like this. That everything feels like a privilege.
I think we only have one more question to do. Who are you thankful for in your relationship with cinema? Because our friends from filming would like to know any filmmaker, any film, any actor.
So for every film, I have like new inspirations. For this film, I liked a lot films that have a mixture of fiction and non-fiction, like Cleo from 5 to 7
Agnes
of
Varda.
Agnes Varda. I really liked the film of Victor Erice. Victor Erice, I spell it correctly.
Erice. It says Erice.
Yeah, like there was a movie which I really like called The Queen's Tree of the Sun.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a fiction,
El
non-fiction.
Sol del Membrillo.
And I'm very mesmerized with how he shot the city and still kept the story and this thing about the friendship between these two artists.
He was here last year because
He made a film.
his first film in 30 years.
Yes.
And he took the honorary award from San Sebastián de Donostia.
Yeah, he should know that he has a big fan following in Indian film schools.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck on Friday and for the rest of the way for your film.
Thank you very much.
La luz que nos imaginamos se estrena el 13 de diciembre en cines españoles y la podéis ver estos días en San Sebastián. Gracias.
Gracias.